headlines for Friday the 13th of December. Thousands of fat and keeper worms have washed up on a beach in California. Recent storms have uprooted the seabed north of San Francisco, and the worms, which are also known as penis fish, have washed up on the beach in their thousands. They are considered a delicacy in some parts of the world. Our alternative weather. A cold snap is on the way with snow expected on high ground, so be careful of ice and dig out your thermals as you watch the show here on LJTV.
Okay, let's get started. Bonjour, welcome, willkommen, guten Tag, and whatever welcomes you require. Thank you very much for joining me for today's show. It is episode 32 of The Bridge. I am your host, LJ. We are bridging the gap between the working week and the wonders of the weekend, which is the way I like to say it. What have we got in store? Well, we shall return to the album in focus, which was from 1967, which was its original release, recorded in 1966, but we'll tell you more facts like that about Matthew and Son later on in the show. It will be a final return to the album in focus for this week. We'll also be providing brand new music for you. We'll be looking at the charts, the cinema release, sorry. We'll also be looking back at the charts as well, so I wanted to say both at the same time. We're looking at the charts of yesteryear as well as the CinemaScope. That was the word I was seeking out in my mind and failing. We're also going to be talking to you about the DVD releases or Blu-rays or streaming releases, whichever way you want to refer to them, but the home releases for you. So we'll be talking about those ones if you were looking for a quiet night in sometime over this weekend. But the main idea of the show is we're going to G you up to take on whatever it is the weekend has in store for you. Let's rip it up and start again.
I think you're shagadelic, baby. You're switched on. You're smashing.
When I first saw you, something stirred within me. You were standing softly in the rain.
How you doing there, dude?
Held you, I would have held you. Rip it up and start again. Rip it up and start again. Rip it up and start again. I
So that is Rip It Up and Rip It Up, actually, just Rip It Up, but from Orange Juice. To start off today's show, Rip It Up and Start Again, as we start again for another new episode of The Bridge here on LJTV. Thank you very much for joining me. Although it does seem like it's just me and you, although, no, someone else is just creeping in. Thank you very much for the host. Bless your heart, Headshot. Let's play a shout out for you. I was just going to say, the Devil's Son has just creeped away, so I won't say anything or too much to him, but perfect timing to make me eat my words. Welcome to today's stream. What have we got in store? Well, we're going to be moving back to the charts of yesteryear in just a second. We'll be hearing music from Jamiroquai, who were brand new into this week's chart of... where are we? 1999? 1999, I think. Anyway, we're going to play the song in just a moment, but we've got some movies to talk to you about. We've also got big changes happening on the stream, trying to embrace change and new horizons once again. So I'm going to be changing up some stuff, and of course we've got our giveaway on the go, as well as looking for yesterday's chip paper news stories to be providing you. We've got plenty of stuff, and I'll also be stumbling along in my words along the way too. So hi Headshot, and hi everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. Even if I'm just stumbling my words at the beginning here. Well, we've had a bit of a stumbling block to start today's show. We had a technical issue that I don't know what it was, but it dropped the stream straight away. So I think that might be one of the reasons. I'm worried that the streaming gods might already be against me. Here is King for a Day. It was brand new into this week's chart for Jamiroquai, in at number 20, and it was 1999. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyway. King for a Day, Jamiroquai.
You done it so grievous, so I hang my head to dwell on what I have been. But what you left instead is pieces of a broken dream. Now don't you worry, I won't put you down. I'm in no hurry, babe, to see you go to ground. Because it's true what they say, you know it's true what they say.
Let's move over to the desk. So this was brand new into this week's chart of 1999 for Jamiroquai, and it would... Jamiroquai? But I'm pretty sure it's the wrong date I've got on here. Never mind. Anyway, that's what we're claiming. That's what we're going to stick with. King for a day. Yes, I've been claiming there is lots of big changes happening. Well, I'm thinking about ripping it up and starting again. The reason I'm talking about it on today's stream is because I know I'm not in the right frame of mind, but I know I'm going to do something. So I'm trying to open up, talk about it, and see what my position is. So I'm thinking about dropping all mods off the stream so that I don't have mods on my stream anymore. That is nothing personal for anybody else. This is just personal to myself. Me, myself, and I. Also, I'm thinking about leaving most or all stream teams as well. So just about thinking about going out on my own and nothing against anybody else. That's kind of the reason behind... that's one of the things I'm thinking. I can't tell you the reasons behind why it is, because I'm not entirely sure, if I'm honest. We're going to be moving to brand new music, though, to change the subject completely. This artist is from Kent, and they are known as Apri. And they are a four-piece. No, they are a duo. This is the duo. This is the duo one from Kent. And the name of this song is You Always Get It Wrong. Maybe this is kind of an apt song to be playing when I'm saying something like this. So there may be major upheaval in the stream, but here is something that never changes. Brand new music for you on a Friday show. Let's not go back in time quite yet. You Always Get It Wrong. I'll be tweeting out about this band in just a moment.
Hey you, it's really, really nice to meet ya. I'm a fan of yours, I never really got to say. And yes, you, I really wanna get to know ya. I'm alive, I'm alive. And last night, I swore I wouldn't ever be there. Outside, outside. And build it up. The king becomes the creatures. I'm alive, I'm alive. You always get it wrong when you think you're right. That's the reason we stay up late and we fight. You always get it wrong when you think you're right. That's the reason we stay up late and we fight, we fight. Hey sir, I'm sorry that I couldn't teach ya. I've killed a friend of yours, I never really thought to say. My crime, defend what you believe in. And now I go and flow what I can find. Is there anybody out there for me to take away now? Take away now. Is there anybody out there for me, standing on the shelf like Romy? Take away now, take away. You always get it wrong when you think you're right. That's the reason we stay up late and we fight. You always get it wrong when you think you're right. That's the reason we stay up late and we fight, we fight. Wish I could change the things that you know. Wish I could bring you love, but it's all so far. Oh, yeah. It's hard to try with all the things you love. Nothing to say, I got nothing to do, and it's hard. It's hard. I send you home. Just breathe slow, let me go. You always get it wrong when you think you're right. That's the reason we stay up late and we fight. You always get it wrong when you think you're right. That's the reason we stay up late and we fight, we fight.
First instalment of the brand new music on today's show. That is Apri with You Always Get It Wrong. And we're going to move into another feature straight after this. So we're moving into We've Got You Covered. We've Got You Covered because this is a song that you may know by many different artists. So we'll be moving into We've Got You Covered straight afterwards. As we have a little bit of a late start, we will be leaving the album in focus until the second hour of today's show. But yes, you will be very welcome in today's stream, in any stream, in every stream, as always. Just because I will be removing modship from everybody, as I say, from everybody, it will not be a case of aiming something personal to anyone. And I'm desperate to make sure that I'm not misunderstood. So I certainly hope that I'm not going to get anybody's feathers ruffled by what I am planning to do. So I'm trying to take it slowly and trying to announce it bit by bit. So I more than likely will be removing modship, maybe even in today's stream. But I'm not trying to act rashly. I'm trying to be calm. It's kind of my whole script for the entire year. I'm trying to be calm, collected, act positively, and move forward in the right frame of mind, rather than any other way. That's a very diplomatic way of saying it. So, please don't let me be misunderstood. The Animals, we've got you covered.
Understand me now. Sometimes I feel a little mad, but don't you know that no one alive can always be an angel? When things go wrong, I seem to be bad, but I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. Sometimes I'm so carefree with a joy that's hard to hide. And sometimes it seems that all I have to do is worry, and then you're bound to see my other side. But I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. If I seem edgy, I want you to know that I never mean to take it out on you. Life has its problems, and I get my share. And that's one thing I never mean to do, 'cause I love you. Oh, 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 baby, don't you know I'm human? I have thoughts like any other one. Sometimes I find myself alone regretting some foolish thing, some little sinful thing I've done. I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. Yes, I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. Yes, I'm just a soul whose intentions.
So that is the Animals version of the song. Would you be surprised to find out? Not the original. Told you, we've got you covered. This is Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. Originally it was penned by Oates. It's Oat. It's Horace Oates and Sol Marcus, and it was originally recorded by Nina Simone back in 1964. Well, the Animals would get their hands on it in 1965 and make it their own. Very much make it their own in 1965 for them. But it has been covered by many artists throughout the years. The Animals really owning that version, I think. Most people think of it as being a Animals original, or at least I know quite a lot of people who have thought that. We are also talking about Joe Cocker, Elvis Costello, the Moody Blues. Many artists throughout the years have covered this song. Even John Legend has apparently even done a version I see here. So I'm just trying to catch up on some of the artists who have done it. Jamie Cullum, Regina Spektor, there's quite a lot of people. The Killers, they've done a version of this as well. Yeah, it's an excellent classic song. Please don't let me be misunderstood. It is one of my fears at the moment. I don't want to be misunderstood. I am just trying to change the lay of the land for the safety and bettership for my stream and other things too. So I am changing stuff up at the moment, but yeah, bear with me. Please don't let me be misunderstood, because I'm not intending any insults. You will know when I intend insults, because I have some buttons to press. So I have GIFs to proc on screen when I intend to insult. So I don't intend to insult, really, I don't. Bless all of your hearts, and thank you so much for being here with me. We are moving on to Ian Dury and the Blockheads, because this is a song that never fails to put a smile on my face. There have been some clever bastards.
Was a charmer. As a writer he was Brahma. Velvet jackets and pyjamas, the gay divorce and other dramas. There have been some clever bastards. There have been some clever bastards. Van Gogh did some eyeball pleasers. He must have been a pencil squeezer. He didn't do the Mona Lisa. That was an Italian geezer. There have been some clever bastards. Lucky bleeders, lucky bleeders. There have been some clever bastards. Einstein can't be classed as witless. He claimed atoms were the littlest. When you did a bit of splittiness, frightened everybody shitless. There have been some clever bastards. Probably got help from their mum, who had help from her mum. There have been some clever bastards. Now that we've had some, let's hope that there's lots more to come.
It's a right song, this one. I love this one. Always puts a smile on my face. There have been some clever bastards, Ian Dury and the Blockheads.
Some clever bastards. Okie dokie. Oh, Segovia. And I've been some clever bastards. There have been some clever bastards. There have been some clever bastards. There have been some clever bastards.
It was all planned. I appeared right at the word bastard. There we are. So, there have been some clever bastards. Well, Ian Dury and the Blockheads were quite a bunch of clever bastards, and we tip our cap and raise our hats or anything along those lines. We salute them. We salute them all and thank them for the music. So, what have we got in line for you next? More brand new music. You see, the features are coming thick and fast because I ran a little bit late on today's show. So I'm trying to catch up with what would normally happen on a radio show. I have to hit the hour mark. So I don't know why. It's just, well, I do know why. It's my old profession. So it's that training kicking in, quite literally kicking in. I feel the guttural pain of I need to get a fucking move on, and I shouldn't be fucking swearing. Fuck. All right, what have we got in store? These next lots are from Sheffield. Sheffield, I think, is where it was. Let's make sure. Yes, Sheffield, which is in the UK. The UK, which is on planet Earth. But I'm sure you could be more vague than that if you needed to be. So this name of this song is Ludens. The name of this song is Ludens, and it is from a band entitled Bring Me the Horizon. I will tweet out about this band with their official Twitter feed link, so you can find a direct link to the band if you should so be inclined. But have a listen to the song first and be the judge.
Some resist the future, some refuse the past. Either way it's messed up if we can't unplug the fact that a world covered in cables was never wired to last. So don't act so surprised when the program starts to crash. How do I form a connection when we can't even shake hands? You're like a phantom greeting me. We part in the shadows, hang out in the gallows, stuck in a loop for eternity. Do you know why the flowers never bloom? Will you retry or let the pain resume? I need a new leader, we need a new leader. So come outside, it's time to see the tide. It's out of sight, but never out of mind. I need a new leader, we need a new leader. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but soon the sting will pass. But names can dig so many graves, you won't know where to stand. And I don't feel secure no more unless I'm being followed. And the only way to hide myself is to give out a show. How do I form a connection where we can't even shake hands? You're like a phantom greeting me. We plot in the shadows, hang out in the gallows, stuck in a loop for eternity. Do you know why the flowers never bloom? Will you retry or let the pain resume? I need a new leader, we need a new leader. So come outside, it's time to see the tide. It's out of sight, but never out of mind. I need a new leader, we need a new leader. A new leader, alright, you call this a connection. You call this a connection. You call this a connection? Okay. You call this a connection? Oh, give me a break! Oh, give me a break! Oh, give me a break!
Okay.
So that's the second instalment of the brand new music on today's show. That is Bring Me the Horizon, and they are from Sheffield, and they are currently appearing on the Twitter feed. So if you make your way over to the Twitter feed and you want to find out more information about, because you want to find out more information about that band, or you would like to make your way to the Twitter feed, that maybe will proc the right thing in the chat. No, I don't think it does. Alright, well, if you follow the button below, which goes, you can click on and find your way to the social media, you can find a picture of that band, Bring Me the Horizon. And there is a picture, there is a link directly to their Twitter feed, and you can find out more information about them. So yes, now that you've typed something in chat, you may notice I have taken the mod status from you, M. It's nothing personal. It's not that I'm doing it to you in particular. I am doing it to all. So this is my next phase, my next step. I'm going to be changing what it is I do on my stream. I'm now owning my stream more to myself, and that doesn't mean that I'm shunning anybody. That was my first stage. I'm now into my second phase of what it was, what it is, and what it has always been, and what I want to implement in my stream and my show. So that's what I'm up to. That's what I'm planning. So I want those buttons to be procking the right information because that's what we'll be working towards. But it's all good. That's what the whole idea is behind it. So things will be changing. We'll be talking to you about movies in a little while as well. So we've got that to look forward to. There is CinemaScope to look forward to, as well as the home releases, where we will talk to you about the DVDs, free DVDs to highlight for release for this week, that you can go out and bring home if you want a quiet night in. But if you want a quiet night out, then maybe you would like to go to the CinemaScope. So we'll be pointing those two out, or those four out for this week. Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous is the title of this song. But if you're a good Charlotte fan, you probably already know that. Okay, I have to turn it down just so I can speak to you for a second. I wanted to point out that I'm loading up a app on the system, so there may be some glitches I don't intend to be sending your way. But we're loading up the mixer so I can change mods and all of that stuff, so that's what I'm currently doing in the background. Doing a little bit of work in the background, although I could do with loading up the next song first. What I should do first. So I'm back with you. We're going to be talking to you about a CinemaScope in just a moment. We're going to take a very late ad break just to get everything set up, and then we'll talk to you about this week's CinemaScope before we finish off the first hour of the show.
Clifford is quite the bon vivant. Tonight he's entertaining an old flame. Luckily, strong-tasting Listerine antiseptic mouthwash kills the germs that can cause bad breath. And, a recent report shows, Listerine can also kill germs that form plaque.
Oh, Clifford.
Listerine antiseptic mouthwash.
Hello.
Strong enough to take your breath away.
Right. That's it.
If you want to keep in touch, Argus takes care of it. Clifford.
Okay, so we've got a movie to talk to you about for this week's cinema release. It is a remake. It is a remake of a horror remake that usually comes out around October, doesn't it? But no, this week the remake of a horror movie is coming out around about Christmas because it's called Black Christmas. It is age-rated at 15, so keep that in mind if you're thinking about bringing the kiddies along. It is probably not suitable for all of the family. No, I'm going to go a little step further. It is definitely not suitable for all of the family. This is a horror thriller which the members of a sorority house are terrorised by a hooded stalker. Imogen Poots, I think it's Poots, I'm probably mispronouncing that, and Carrie Ells are some of the stars of this remake of Black Christmas. We will have the trailer to play, so if I jump over to this page, hopefully, fingers crossed, I've loaded this up all correctly because it's been a little while since we've done the proper trailers. You should see this in the background, the movie. Alright, I pressed the button. You saw me press on the button. I totally pressed on it. There. Maybe if we move over to there and try pressing it again. Nope. Okay, this should be Black Christmas now in the background. I can happily talk over it because I think that looks right to me. Yeah, that's Black Christmas. So you can't hear the soundtrack of what is going on this trailer, but you never can hear the soundtrack of what's going on in the trailers. That's why I'll be tweeting out about it, so you can follow the route to watch the trailer in its full glory. We're providing music on top as this song finishes. Ba, 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 ba. There we go. So the song we'll be providing over the top of it is from Lit, and it goes on towards what it is that I'm changing on the show at the moment. So I'm changing a lot of things, and maybe I am my own worst enemy. You know what? Just like the age rating on the show, I'm going to go a little step further. I'm going to say I am definitely my own worst enemy. But at least I know that my enemy intimately. Here is Lit.
Said
Okay, there I am. I'm back on the screen. I just can't quite see myself. Is there any problem am I having? 1 second. Let's switch to the right thing. Right, yeah, you should be able to see me now. So that was Lit, My Own Worst Enemy. Yes, and I am changing things up. I'm stripping everything back. I don't want anyone to be taking anything personal. I'm not trying to burn any bridges, and I'm certainly not looking to put any noses out of joint whatsoever. It is very personal, but personal to me. So it may sound selfish, but I am going to be changing some things, and I'm moving. The way I'm looking at it is I'm moving into a new phase. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to embrace a new phase, and like as ever, I'll be tackling my way of streaming in a very different way, usually, from most other people. So I may be removing all mods, but I still want to be your dog. We're going to finish off the first hour properly with the Stooges. There it is. So you'll hear me after the news and weather in just a moment. We'll be back with the second hour of the show.
You're on Alternative News for Friday, 13th of December. Thousands of fat and keeper worms have washed up on a beach in California. Recent storms have uprooted the seabed north of San Francisco, and the worms, which are also known as penis fish, have washed up on the beach in their thousands. They are considered a delicacy in some parts of the world. On alternative weather, a cold snap is on the way with snow expected on high ground, so be careful of ice and dig out your thermals as you watch the show here on LJTV.
Hello and welcome to part 2 of the show. Part 2 of The Bridge, episode 32. I am your host LJ. This is why the show streams on LJTV. That's me. Thank you very much for joining me. It does mean the world to me. Bless your hearts. And what have we got in store? Well, in this hour, a little change of pace. We will have the album in focus. We'll be talking to you about Matthew and Son from Cat Stevens, and also released back in 1967. An excellent album, a very underrated album that really should be in your collection. Or you should know more about it at the very start, so stay here, we'll tell you more soon. There's also more brand new music to be sharing with you. We'll be telling you about the home releases for movies, so that would be the ones that you can bring home and enjoy with the chosen audience of your choice, I suppose, in your own house. But don't go breaking the rules and playing them on oil rigs or something like that. What else have we got in store? We've got some news stories to be providing you. So yesterday's chip paper, as we celebrate some of the big anniversaries for this week from many moons ago. We'll also be moving back to the charts of yesteryear very shortly. But we start off the second hour of the show with a song from Edwin Starr, and that was because I was listening to a very bad remix of this the other day, accidentally. So we did skip it, but this time hopefully I've got the right one to play. So this should be HAPPY Radio. I'm sure there's a better way of saying that.
An automatic alarm turns my radio on before my feet can hit the floor. The music's got me ready to go. And all through the whole day, I know my favorite record's still playing. It helps me chase all my blues away when I can hear that DJ say that this is station HAPPY. We plan to help your day go by. I see it is a musical, natural high. Oh, station HAPPY. We plan to help your day go by, by, by. Yes, it is on station HAPPY. Woo! You should hear them every day, yeah. While driving home in my car, now happy radio is never too far. I just reach out my hand and turn the dial, and I know they will make me smile. 'Cause this is station HAPPY. We plan to help your day go by. I said it's a musical. Yes, it is on station HAPPY. We plan. Yes, it is on station HAPPY.
HHPPY radio. So that was an old TV theme as well that went HHPPY, and obviously he's singing in contrast with what he's actually saying, and I love songs that do that. Anyway, he's definitely not singing in contrast to what he's saying in that song. That was Happy Radio to start off the second hour of today's show from Edwin Starr. We now move back to the charts of yesteryear as per usual, and wow, that was not a usual. I don't normally shorten down usual. Strange. It wasn't as usual. Done it again. Okay, I'm messing around. I'm sorry. What have we got in store? Well, actually, we're going to rewind because the crowd said Bo, so selector. We had to. So rewind is from the Artful Dodger and Craig David. Do you remember this being brand new into the charts of this week? Yes, this week of 1989. No, that's not right. This week of 1999. Let's see if we can get through the entire song.
Making moves, yeah, on the dance floor. Gotta move on, dancing, yeah, real hardcore. From the front to the back, that's where I was at. You know, the apple died to do like that. With Craig David all over your DJ, it's all up to you. When the crowd go wild, tell me what you gon' do. When the crowd say Bo, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say Bo, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say Bo, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say Bo. Rewind. When the crowd say Bo, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say Bo, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say Bo, selector. Rewind. This goes out to all the DJs. When the crowd say Bo, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say Bo, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say Bo, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say Bo. Rewind. When the crowd say Bo, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say Bo, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say Bo, selector. Rewind. This goes out to all the DJs. Making moves, yeah, on the dance floor. Gotta move on, dancing, yeah, real hardcore. From the front to the back, that's where I was at. You know, the apple died to do it like that. With Craig David all over your DJ, it's all up to you. When the crowd go wild, tell me what you gonna do. Selector, rewind. Selector, rewind. When the crowd say Bo, selector, rewind. Selector, rewind. When the crowd say Bo, selector, rewind.
Okay, I am actually here. I'm a little bit behind. I didn't actually load up the next song. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why, but it's not for really good reasons. I was taking everybody off the mod list as it took me that long to find it. But we're going to move on to a song from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay, now I can stand in a better place. We're going to move on to a song from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and that is Sick Love, which is an excellent track. It isn't the new song, which would be normally the second song on an hour, but I haven't exactly got all of that information in front of me right now. Just trying to get things sorted, and as I'm saying, I'm not trying to put any noses out of joint, so should the X mods pop in, we need to be letting them know that it's not about them. It's about implementing phase 2 and moving forward in my own direction without feeling hampered or that I'm hampering others either. That's my whole desire and my whole obsession. That's where I'm at. So I'm not looking to upset others, but I do appreciate that may be the case anyway. But I do love them all. I love yous all. I'm just removing everybody from the mods list. As a matter of fact, the only person who is still there is my brother. So just letting you know.
Say goodbye to house and everything you own. California dreaming is a petty bone. LA screaming, you're my home. Vanity is blasted, but it's really fair. I can smell the Prozac in your pretty hair. Got a lot of fans, but is anyone there? I don't know, but it's been said. Your heart is stronger than your head. And this location is my home. Stick and move, you're living in a quick world. Got a heavy life for such a tiny girl. Born into it, that's for sure. Rivers get connected so much stronger than expected. Well, sick love come to wash us away. Present the perspective, how your vision gets corrected. And sick love is my modern cliche. People talk and tell you what you want to hear. Do you really need another souvenir? Superheroes tend to disappear. A fame is just a trick you see in empty glass. Leave you feeling thirsty and so very fast. Chance to tell my baby it'll be your last. I don't know, but it's been said. Your heart is stronger than your head. This location is my home. Rivers get connected so much stronger than expected. Well, sick love comes to wash us away. Present the perspective, how your vision gets corrected. And sick love is my modern cliche.
Okay. Didn't mean to rhyme that with portray, but you know what? Maybe if they want to use it for their next live gig, I might. No, I won't complain. They're Red Hot Chili Peppers. I won't complain. So that was Sick Love from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I've already mentioned that, and I'm sure you enjoy that. I certainly hope you enjoy that, but it's from the new album. That's what I wanted to say. It's from the most recent album, which was entitled Getaway. What have we got in store? Well, what would be a good idea is to bring the chat up in front of me. Nailed it. Yeah, bang on. Got it just bang on. Yes, it just seemed to rhyme in time. Tom Walker is the next artist behind the brand new music on today's show. He is an artist who has already been well established now, although he is pretty much a newcomer. The reason I'm saying he's been well established now is because he was a Brit Award winner of 2019. So this year's Brit Award winner for Best Newcomer, I think it is. I was looking at it a moment ago. He also studied in London, but he hails from Scotland. So there you go. There's all the information I have about him. I usually am quite vague about new artists. Reason being is because I don't want to store it in my head. I've got lots of information about all the old artists that I love and I want to pass on the information to you. But with the new artists, I wait until they're well established and that they've got classic albums that I'm thinking about for Album in Focus, because that's when I'll find out a lot more about it. So, I'm vague as fuck, I know that, but if you want to find out more about Tom Walker, then feel free to do so. I will be tweeting out about him and hopefully adding in his official Twitter feed. I haven't yet found it, but hopefully adding in his official Twitter feed to that tweet. This is Be Myself, which has appealed to me to play for this week. Also, the next new song has also appealed to me to play for this week because I'm trying to do something different on my stream, and it may ruffle feathers, but with determination I'm going to push forward. So I'm not going to keep on rambling on about it, but we are going to have to make sure that the old mods are all aware of what it is and that it's not personal. So that is the idea. So I'm inspired to play Be Myself from Tom Walker for this week's new song. Have a listen. See what you think.
No, you can't fibber, criticism by the trigger. I won't change just cause you can't figure me. I'll never doubt what I have to play. If the world's not ready, they'll just have to wait. Don't put me on a pedestal, tell me I'm incredible. Ask me to change and make my lines more legible. So learn to love what you're listening to, cause my music is my music, this is what I do. Don't tell me what I need, like what I need is what you want. Cause everybody wants to have their say. They're just a bunch of know-it-alls. And I've been here just trying to do my thing. Y'all just getting in the way. No, cause all I wanted was a little piece, a little time to play. Cause I can feel it when the beat drops down and the lights go out. Cause you don't need to let me be myself, cause I ain't nobody else. No. Strike a pose or sell my soul to break the mold. I'll just be myself, cause I ain't nobody else, no. When the mic's in the booth, got the lights down low. Turn up the check and the headphones. Get that kick drum kicking and the bassline sitting tight. Sipping rum under the candlelight. Don't you oversee what I can't see. I'm just trying to be free. Creatively you're killing me. That's another storm on the front line. Gotta keep a hold of the mic tight. Cause you've been trying to tell me what I need. Like what I need is what you want. And everybody wants to have their say. But just a bunch of know-it-alls. And I've been here just trying to do my thing. You're just getting in the way. No, cause all I wanted was a little piece, a little time to play, yeah. Cause I can feel it when the beat drops down and the lights go out. You just need to let me be myself, cause I ain't nobody else. No. I won't strike a pose or sell my soul to break the mold. I'll just be myself, cause I ain't nobody else, no. Just let me be.
What it is, what it is, what it is. This is Be Myself from Tom Walker. Tom Walker hails from across the border, but also studied in London. So he is from Scotland and studied in the Creative Music School. I think they changed the name actually, the London Creative Music School. Something along those lines. What have we got in store coming up on today's show? Well, things and stuff, but not necessarily in that order, but I will be keeping you abreast of what is coming next straight away. That's what I'll be trying to do. So that was the third instalment of the brand new music. Still got one more brand new song to be sharing with you, and we still have 3 DVDs or Blu-rays or stream, basically the new releases. The home new releases we still have to talk to you about, and we've got the trailers to be sharing with you too. But those will be shared with music, so that we're not giving away all of the information, and trying desperately to encourage you to visit the doors of the artists and creators of the new stuff that on today's show, or all the old stuff as well, for what it is that you like. That's kind of the idea. That's the main idea of what it is I do on my show, and what I have done on my show for years. So I'm not changing that. You can definitely be reassured about that. But we are changing up a lot of things at the moment. So yes, if you're just joining in, or if you've just popped in and I've missed you, and it's not popped up on the screen, I'm just telling you now, all the mods have changed. There is no mods on my channel anymore, except for my good self. So we may be changing that later, but at the moment I'm stripping everything back. I'm finding out where my comfort zone is once again, and we're implementing change as we move into Phase 2. We are moving on to another song. You might have guessed. There are still some news stories to tell you about, but before we get to news, let's have Muse. Knights of Sidonia, if you will, please, sir. Saddle up, let's get going. There it is. Sounds a little bit like Space Invaders.
time has come to make things right. You and I must fight for our rights. You and I must fight to survive. No one's gonna take me alive. The time has come to make things right. You and I must fight for our rights. You and I must fight to survive.
Well, that was Muse with Knights of Sidonia, and we are talking about our album In Focus. So Yusuf Islam is his name now, and his real name is Stephen Dimitri. I'm probably not going to get this right. Giorgio, somewhere along those lines. Anyway, his stage name, his original stage name, and for this album In Focus is Cat Stevens. Cat Stevens' older brother David, Giorgio, yeah, I can't say the last name, but he got him introduced to Mike Hurst, and from there his career burst into stardom. So the album In Focus we're talking about is Matthew and Son from 1967, and what I wanted to talk about was the song we're about to play, Woodwork, as we've got you covered as well. So there is a song on the album that we were talking about on Wednesday's show that the Tremolos had covered. We're not going to be playing Here Comes My Baby, which is originally a Cat Stevens song, but we are going to play a song called Granny. Granny is on this album and was covered by the Monkees, with Davy Jones providing the lead vocals. Now, I've been looking for which album it is so that I could tell you precisely, but the problem is I can't find it yet. So I do know I have heard Davy Jones sing this song, definitely. So if I find the name of the album, I will be providing that after we've heard, once again, from our album In Focus. So this is Cat Stevens, Matthew and Son, the album In Focus for this week from 1967. A 3.5 stars out of 5 stars from AllMusic to back up our review, and an excellent album that you should either have in your collection or you should seek one out. Here is Granny.
You always were so nice. When it came to problems you knew, I never did think twice about ever coming to you. So Granny, what on earth can I do? Granny, earth can I do? 'Cause this little girl, she's a driving me wild. She's a driving me wild, so wild, so wild, so wild. You always straighten me out when I was feeling rough, but this one I really doubt, 'cause this one's really tough. Oh, Granny, what on earth can I do? Granny, Granny, what on earth can I do? 'Cause this little girl, she's a driving me wild. She's a driving me wild, so wild, so wild, so wild. So Granny, what on earth can I do? Granny, Granny, what on earth can I do? 'Cause this little girl, she's a driving me wild. She's a driving me wild, so wild, so wild, so wild.
Such a beautiful song. And just trickles out at the end. Yusuf Islam is his stage name now. We've already spoken to you about his real name, but his stage name at the time when he released Matthew and Son, the album in focus for this week, was Cat Stevens. That was him. And the name of the song was Granny. I'm guaranteeing, although I cannot confirm which album it was on, it could have just been a live version, but I definitely know, and it isn't one of our official features anyway. We've already had We've Got You Covered on today's show, because I just couldn't nail down which album that Davy Jones has sung a version of that song on. So I am definitely a believer, a strong believer in the fact that Davy Jones and the Monkees have covered Granny from Cat Stevens' album, our album in focus for this week. Believe me, it's the truth. I'm pretty sure I'm not just daydreaming. I'm not just a daydream believer.
7A.
What number is this, Chip?
7A.
Okay, no, don't get excited, man. It's because I'm short, I know.
Oh, I could hide neath the wings of the bluebird as she sings. The 6 o'clock alarm would never ring, but it rings and I rise, wipe the sleep out of my eyes. My shaven razor's cold and it stings. Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? You once thought of me as a white knight on his steed. Now you know how happy I can be. Oh, and our good time starts and ends without dollar one to spend. But how much, baby, do we really need? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. daydream believer and a homecoming queen.
I can't help but think cheering up Sleepy Jean may keep her awake. So if Jean, or actually Jean is a unisex name, Jean, him, her or him, may not want me to keep them awake, because that's how cheering them up I'll probably be making them laugh, or trying to make them laugh anyway. That's just my habit. So ever visiting anybody in hospital, I end up making them laugh all the time. Or even better, if there is a minute's silence, don't look my way, because I'll make you laugh. So, that is Daydream Believer from the Monkees. We were connecting that to the album in focus, even if it was with a crowbar. Fuck it, let's move on with the show. What have we got in store? Well, we've got some news stories to tell you of yesteryear, and we'll be maybe saving those for the end of the show, meaning the final part before we reach penalties. We have extra time to look forward to. So in extra time, we may be talking to you about the big anniversary events of this week, but from many moons ago. So we don't actually have to worry about them as if they're current events. Not saying that current events aren't really particularly worrying right at the moment. Anyway, I would say, no matter how difficult the times seem to be, let's not panic. Let's not take the advice of this next song that we're going to be playing from Elton John. On Wednesday's show, I was talking about an Elton John album, which we have had as an album in focus before. That would be Honky Chateau, an excellent album. It's the album that houses Rocket Man on it, actually. But the song I was talking about on Wednesday's show, I am playing on today's show, so it all links together. Every pun intended. So this song is entitled, I Think I'm Gonna Kill Myself. So there were some people who really did not like the election outcome yesterday. I strongly suggest do not follow suit. But it's an upbeat song, so it's incongruous with what the lyrics are saying. I love this track.
I'm getting bored. Being part of mankind, there's not a lot to do no more. This race is a waste of time. People rushing everywhere, swarming round like flies. Think we'll buy a 44, give them all a surprise. Think I'm gonna kill myself, cause a little suicide. Stick around for a couple of days, what a scandal if I die. Yeah, I'm gonna kill myself, get a little headline news. I like to see what the papers say on the state of teenage
such a cheery song, isn't it? I mean, you've got to think about how this would have went, yeah? You've got, wow, I've gone to say the writer's name and I can't remember his name. Taupin. Bernie Taupin. There we are. So, Bernie hands a set of lyrics like that to Elton John. He then goes into the studio and goes, yeah, it's got to be an upbeat song, hasn't it? Doesn't think, Bernie, are you okay? You want to sit down, mate? You've just written a song that says I think I'm going to kill myself, you know? I think we need to talk. No? He goes off and Johnny writes a tuney song. It just always makes me laugh. It's a strange reason to be laughing though. We're moving to Muramasa. That is the artist behind this next song, and also featuring on this track is Slowthai as well. So that would hopefully narrow it down for you, or maybe you're instantly going, my mate, I know that person, or something like that. I don't know. Couldn't tell you, not from this end, and I'm not sure how I would find that information in a very short time period. But I can tell you I will be tweeting out about them, so if you want to find a direct link to their Twitter feed, it will be available on my Twitter feed very shortly. And now I need to tell you the name of the song. So it's the last of the brand new music on today's show, but there is still extra time on the show. So after we've passed the top of the hour, we will be back with the news and weather, but also talking to you about DVDs and the old news stories of yesteryear. They're definitely things we need to get around to. But before we move on, Muramasa with their new song featuring Slowthai is entitled Deal With It, which is kind of where I'm at. So remember earlier on I was saying that there's certain songs that I'm playing that I'm trying to G myself up and be sure of what it is I'm trying to do. Be sure of the footing underneath my unstable feet. That's what my desire is about. Anyway. So, that's kind of what this stream is about. It's about G'ing myself up as well. Also G'ing you up about what it is you're going to take on for the weekend. Here is Deal With It.
To the shop, I bop and take it steady. Fighting with my sisters in the house, she's on the couch, she don't move much. I got a tea in my hand and I'm trying to do stuff. I woke up, I slept and woke up again. And this life didn't ever fucking change. I went to the pub and asked for a pint for £3. He said it's a fiver, well that's gentrification, you prick. Deal with it. Walking back through my old estate, I see my mates that ain't my mates, and they don't wanna say safe, they say you've changed. Fuck, deal with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Deal with it. Fuck, deal with it. You're punishing yourself, mate, deal with it. 1% on my phone ain't getting me home, so I'm bopping. No options in this life give me nothing. Every second you waste is a second closer to the pearly gates. That's deep, innit? It's deep, mate. I woke up, I slept and woke up again. Deal with it. And this life didn't ever fucking change. Deal with it. People say I'm a nuisance, well what's the problem? Deal with it. People say they're busy, well fuck off. Deal with it. Just fucking deal with it. Deal with it. So, walking back through my old estate, I see my mates that ain't my mates, and they don't wanna say safe, they say you've changed. Oh, you've changed. Oh, you've changed. Oh, you've changed. Oh, you've fuck, deal with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Deal with it. Fuck, deal with it. 'cause
safe, they say you've changed.
Fucking deal with it. Deal with it.
Deal with it. I do like that song. That was our top pick of the new songs for this week, and that was Guernsey-born artist named Muramasa, but apparently he's also featuring Slow Tie. So if you wanted to find out more information about them, then where would you like to go? Where would be the best place, port of call? Well, in my opinion, I have already laid out the first breadcrumb on my Twitter feed. So if you want to make your way there, if you're asking me, at least anyway, then hopefully, let me check why this isn't working, see if we can get the Twitter feed to proc in chat. Okay, maybe I haven't got the right information written down there, but if you are in the Mixer channel, then you can follow the link in the panels below. So if you just scroll down a little bit further, you'll be able to find the link. Maybe you might want to wait until after the show, if you're going to do things like that. There is also a change coming on my Discord, as I will be removing all members from my Discord, everybody, as I did not send out any invites. It was not me who opened the doors, I will be closing those doors, removing everybody from the Discord, and opening it when I'm good and ready. So right now is not... now is when I'm starting to implement phase 2, but right now is not the time to try and push on the Discord as it is. There is a giveaway going at the moment, so I'll tell you more about that in due course as well. But here we go to one more song before the end of this hour. I've still got just about a minute to talk to you, which should bring me to the top of the hour if I ramble for a little bit. In the third and final part of the show, the extra time part of the show that we like to refer to, there is movies to talk to you about, brand new movies to be sharing the trailers with you, as well as looking back to the old news stories. And it is always a strange part of the show because you can ask me anything. I'm not saying I will answer anything, because this is not a democracy, this channel. This channel is a dictatorship. So, I may not answer absolutely anything, but feel free to ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. Sometimes you do ask, and you don't get. Just saying. Here is Out of the Black from Royal Blood. Where are we? Fair enough. It's good for you, then it's good. Yes, well, you want about the Discord? Yes, it's right for me for right now, and then I'll push forward in the right way, in the right frame of mind. I'm not upset with anybody or anything. I'm just trying to find my path. It may be different from others, but I'm certainly not looking to upset.
So don't breathe.
alternative news for Friday the 13th of December. Thousands of fat innkeeper worms have washed up on a beach in California. Recent storms have uprooted the seabed north of San Francisco, and the worms, which are also known as penis fish, have washed up on the beach in their thousands. They are considered a delicacy in some parts of the world. Your alternative weather. A cold snap is on the way with snow expected on high ground, so be careful of ice and dig out your thermals as you watch to the show here on LJTV.
Hello. I'm on TV, look! Okay, I'm being childish. We have reached the final part of today's show. You are listening and enjoying the visuals as well. I certainly hope so too, because you don't actually have to be focusing so much on this show. You don't have to watch for everything that's happening. You can just sort of pay attention with the music, as it's kind of a radio show. A visual radio show. We've had new music already has been attended to on today's show. We've got new things that are happening on the stream. We've got the big, important, huge headline news from yesteryear, so we don't have to worry about it as if it was big, important news for nowadays, because they're not current events. So we'll be telling you about the big anniversaries very shortly. There is also 2 for Friday. We haven't had 2 for Friday for this Friday's show yet, so we will get around to that, sharing 2 songs back to back without any interruption from me, or at least without splitting the songs apart, is what we're trying to say. We're going to start off this third and final part of the show with a song from Biffy Clyro, who also hail from across the border, who are another Scottish band. This song is Rearrange, as I am rearranging a lot of things at the moment. We are rearranging and looking for safer footing. I am moving before I am pushed, would be another way to describe it. Here is Rearrange. You don't have to say it that way, but it's kind of fun.
I got a lot of love and I got a lot of ways to show it. But you should know by now that I'm broken and I need your help. I wrote 100 songs to make sense of the meaningless. I'll unwrite them all if you help me clear up this mess. 'Cause I would never break your heart. I would only rearrange. All the other working parts will stay in place. Listen to me when I say, darling, you're my everything. I didn't mean to hesitate. Please stay with me.
Back again. It's a beautiful song from Biffy Clyro. I love the sentiment. He wouldn't touch the working parts. All of those parts would stay in place. Just a beautiful song indeed. We're talking over it, I know, sorry. But we've got some plans and we're going to be moving on to another song that was brand new into this week's chart of yesteryear. So on Wednesday, we were talking about the Pretenders, who were brand new into this week's chart of 1979. This week's chart way back then, though. But a few spaces ahead of them, because they were in with Brass in Pocket at 33, which would eventually top the charts, our UK charts. But this was the week that it just entered. The UK subs were also in the charts, 3 spaces higher, and with a cover, so I'll tell you about that in just a second. There is some interesting, important news to be passing on to those who do not know. I am changing up loads of things from Foundation upwards because inadvertently I feel that I've been rocking the boat for other people, so I'm going to put myself into solitary confinement. I am not looking to tread on any toes, put any noses out of joint, pull on any fake beards. I'm not looking to put a custard pie down someone's pants. I'm not looking to throw banana skins on their footpath. I think you're getting the idea of what I'm trying to say. I'll leave it there then. So with that as an idea, we're stripping back on the Discord, we've stripped back on all of the mods, so thank you so much, bless your heart, for the host. It really does mean a lot to me. Weeble, I certainly hope that you're with us, and if you have popped in and spotted that you're no longer a host, a mod on this channel, don't take it personal. The only personal part about it is that it's me doing it to myself. I may be my own worst enemy, and I'm not trying to burn bridges. I'm just trying to move forward, and maybe we'll have mods in the future. But right now, I am fully aware, it has been made perfectly clear to me that I'm not acting in the right fashion to definitely not upset those around me. Thank you very much for the hot chocolate. I used to know a girl called Valentina who used to say hot chocolate. Anyway, different story for a different time. Here is the UK subs. They were brand new into this week's chart of 1979, in at number 36 with their version. It was a double A side, but on the extra A side was Kicks. We're not playing that one. We're playing She's Not There, which was originally recorded by the Zombies. Abrupt, short, sweet, and to the point. But then originally, it's not their song. UK subs have done a very different version of She's Not There. That was released this very week in the charts at number 36 for the UK subs of this week of 1979. She's Not There was originally recorded by the Zombies on their album. There was the same title, so She's Not There was the name of the album, which was released back in 1964. I'm going by memory. So I might be a year or two out, but I don't think so. I think I'm bang on for that album in particular. She's Not There, the album from the Zombies, was released back in 1964. I'm going to stake my reputation on it. But if you can't stand me now, you can't stand me later, can you? We're moving on to the Libertines. We've got plenty coming up on today's show. Stay tuned. We'll be talking movies shortly.
For the start, you twisted and tore our love apart. Your light fingers through the dark shattered the lamp into darkness. It cast us all. No, you've got it the wrong way round. You just shut me up and blamed it on the brown. Cornered the boy, kicked out of the world kicked back a lot fucking harder now. If you wanna try, there's no worse you could do. I know you lie, I'm still in love with you. Can't take me anywhere, I'll take you anywhere. You can't take me anywhere, I can't take you anywhere. I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. Oh, you can't stand me, no, you can't stand me now. You can't stand me, no, you can't stand me now. You can't stand me, no, you can't stand me now. You can't stand me now. You can't stand me now. Are we enough to keep it together? Or do we just keep on pretending and hope our luck is never ending? Or you tried to pull the wool, I wasn't feeling too clever. And you take all that blending until you need a mending on. If you wanna try, there's no worse you could do. I know you lie, all you do is make me cry. And all those words, they ain't true. Can't take me anywhere, I can't take you anywhere. Can't take me anywhere, I won't take you anywhere. I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. Oh, you can't stand me, no, you can't stand me now. You can't stand me, no, you can't stand me now. You can't stand me, no, you can't stand me now. You can't stand me, no, you can't stand me now. 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 You can't stand me now.
Fucking irritating when you press the button and it doesn't work. I pressed on that button and you should have seen me ages ago. I do apologise. Dead air is a sin. It is a sin, and I do not want to share that sin online, at least anyway. We are going to move to talk to you about some movies. So I'm going to play this as a little bit of a bet to talk over, mainly because I'm not sure which one I'm going to be talking about first. So I think this next movie should be Ready or Not. So we're going to hit the trailer to get it start running. Should hopefully be the right trailer in the background here. There we are. This is Ready or Not. There we are. So this is the first movie we're talking about. A woman marrying into a wealthy family unwittingly enters into a deadly game on her wedding night. It has received a 6.5 rating, so sort of just above average, and it is 18 rated. So keep that in mind. If you are seeking to own this DVD, Blu-ray, stream it in or something like that, it will not be suitable fun for all of the family. but it may be intriguing for you. So here we are. I'm going to play this song. I'm going to play a song on top of this trailer. So we'll be also listening to Metronomy with The Bay. Looks like the Devil's Son may be going for his own catchphrase. I'll be burb. No worries. I certainly hoped that you were there. I just noticed, and I was trying to get back on to say something to you, and then I spotted the bee right back. So I certainly hope that you get back in time, and that you do notice that the green name has been removed from everybody in stream. The only person you will ever see it on at the moment is my brother. So I haven't removed it from him because I won't do it until I see him. So pass it on, spread the word. There is a change coming. I am changing, making my own changes before I am forced into making changes instead. So I embrace the change myself before anybody makes me do anything that I don't want to. I'm doing whatever I like. Whatever I like. We're going to be moving on to Boogie On Up in just a moment. We've still got more movies to talk to you about. We were just talking about Ready or Not, I think it was called. It is an age-rated 18 movie, and it is all about a crazed family on a wedding night. So if you want to find out more about that one, I'll tweet about the movies, the DVDs, after the show's finished. That'll be the last thing I'll do, and before I call it a night. What I would hopefully call a successful night. So yeah, if Devil's Son does make it back in, do tell him that there is some news that concerns him or something like that. Just let him know that there's something changing, and that I'd like to talk to everybody about it. It's one of the reasons why we're going to try and do maybe a longer show than we normally would. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. So this is The Bay by Metronomy in the background at the moment, but we're going to be moving over to Rokuto. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but I'm not far off of it anyway. With Boogie On Up. After the next song, we'll be talking to you about another movie, but there is some news stories to be sharing with you first. So if we just jump over to this page, I can do that right now. The first of the yesterday's chip paper that we'll be talking to you about is from only 26 years ago, so not too far out of living memory. For some people, maybe it is completely out of living memory. 1993 was the year, and the video game Doom was released. Some people think it was a horrible game. and that it was the worst game released. I fucking hated Doom. I really fucking hated Doom. I thought it was disgusting. It made me feel sick when I played it. I never liked Doom. I always thought it was a shit game. So, we celebrate the anniversary of when Doom was released 26 years ago. So that is the first of yesterday's chip paper. Let's move on to Boogie On Up. And we'll have more news stories and movies to talk to you about. Don't go changing. We love you just the way you are. Hey, welcome Artemis. It's lovely to see your name in chat. We've got some big changes happening in the stream. You may notice, in particular, not that it is personalized to M, it is to everybody. You may notice that Emily does not have mod status on her channel, on her profile anymore. Well, neither does anybody else. I have taken mod status back from everybody, and also something that will involve your good self. I will be closing down and removing everybody from the Discord as well. So I will be moving, kicking everybody from the Discord, but not banning them. I'm just not quite ready to open the doors yet. I wasn't the one who sent out invitations. It was already opened. Not quite ready to do so. So I will be taking everybody out of the Discord. I have already removed everybody from my mods list. I have no mods on my channel at all, so nobody could proc anything on my channel on my behalf. It would only be me. Also, there is only one mod left on my channel, who is my brother, so it just doesn't seem right to do it to him without him knowing in particular. But if we see any of the other mods, we need to sort of give them an idea of that things are changing. I'm embracing my new phase 2 as I am changing for what I would consider to be for the better. Clearing house, exactly. I am stripping back, ripping up, and starting all over again. I believe that my actions have inadvertently upset some, have stood on some toes, and I have put noses out of joint, but I was oblivious to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip back to a place that I know I'm not going to upset myself. So I'm just stripping everything back so that I certainly hope nobody takes any of this personal as I go into phase 2. That's what I'm trying to call it. So it seems more positive. But we're positively moving on to another movie next, and that is The Goldfinch. A boy's life is thrown into uncertainty when his mother is killed in a museum bombing. So this is sounds like a sad story already, but is age rated at 15. It has received a 7.0 rating, but is not the highest rated movie for us for this week. These are DVDs and Blu-rays and can be available for you to bring home and enjoy with the rest of the family. Let's hit this trailer and we'll also play some music with it. So we're going to start off our 2 for Friday at the same time. So our 2 for Friday is going to start off with ELO, and we'll be watching that trailer at the same time too. I certainly appreciate your words of encouragement. I don't take them for granted. As Headshot, you're spot on. Someone's going to get upset by it no matter how careful I am about what it is I'm trying to do. But I am. It will affect both of yous in one way, but this is why I'm hoping that neither of yous take it personal in particular. Why, when I saw your names, I was like, oh, I've got to talk to those two. So I have left server down gaming, and I have also removed all of the mods. I will be removing people from the Discord, so my personal Discord will have no one in it by the time I'm finished today's show, or just after I finish today's show. So it will be affecting you slightly. And I'm encouraged by the fact that you're not taking it personal. Don't want to upset the lovely people I've already made friends with on Mixer. It's one of the reasons why Mixer is my faved and preferred platform to stream from.
Hold on tight to your dream.
Bless your heart. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. And it's my favourite one as well. The mixtape one. My absolute favourite. Bless your heart. It really means the world to me. I'm worried about how it's going to come across, so I'm trying to do my best by everybody. But we're moving on to the second of the Two for Friday. So this has a connection to the last song from ELO. But I did have it turned right down low, so that was a mistake. Didn't mean to. Accidentals will happen from time to time. Thank you so much. Bless your heart, Artemis. Don't ever change. You're a wonderful man. Thank you so much. Yes, I have seen Ted. I just remembered I didn't answer that question from you earlier on. And it does look a little bit like Ted. But I was careful to not get ones that would be too recognisable to something else that might have a connotation that I'm not unaware of. So even the teddy bears that seem generic, I was researching a little bit before I went too far. So we're currently listening to the 38 special. We've connected this song for your Two for Friday. With ELO. So it's not connected via the names of the bands. Did you spot the connection? Oh, are you off? Take care, Artemis. Make sure you get to your destination in one piece. You absolute sweetheart. We look forward to seeing you again soon. But you know what I mean, though? He was a bit of a foul-mouthed little sod, so I was like, there could be a chance. Don't choose those bears. I was looking at many different bears as well. You know, the little dancing bear I used to have for the new followers. Those sorts of ones. So look at those. Lots of them. Take care. That was this week's Two for Friday. We have heard Hold On Tight from ELO, and then we've moved from ELO to the 38 special with Hold On Loosely. That's right. It is two different types of grip. There is a loose grip or a tight grip. I bet you thought I was going to say it was linked between the words hold on, which also happens to be another link. No, I linked it between the last two words, which are the opposites. I linked them via an opposite. Yes, that's what I did, just to keep you guessing. So, that was the 38 special and Electric Light Orchestra, if you're not into the whole acronym scene. Neither am I. I'm with you on that one. We're going to be moving forward to landscape in just a moment. You can probably guess, if you're a landscape fan, which song it's going to be. Yes, it is definitely going to be Einstein A Go Go. That will be coming up in just a second, but we've still got a few more news stories to be informing you about. But don't worry, they're not current news stories. They're not like the big news stories that's currently putting frowns upon faces in the UK. We're talking to you about old news stories. So let me tell you about another one whilst we're here. We can move to the... We had the very first release of Doom, that we were talking about earlier on, 26 years ago. So let's move a little bit further back and have a grand opening. So, the Royal Opera House opened in London this very week of 1732. So I'm sure you're already an Einstein A Go Go, and you've already figured out exactly how many years that is. So you don't need me to tell you that that is 287 years ago. But I needed it written down to be able to say it. Right, up next, Einstein A Go Go. Actually, I should take a little bit of time to talk to you over the top of this. Quite a bit of an intro.
Oh, sir, I'm terribly sorry. I can't put you through to President Carter.
It's kind of got a bit of a Jerky Boys intro. Alright, back in a moment.
Einstein A Go Go.
Oh, I got worried there for a second that the visualizer had switched itself off. For fuck's sake, that is a cruel link. You are absolutely right. Linking it via the opposites, so that you're thinking, oh, I'm looking for something that matches here, but no, it's linked by the ones that make it stand apart from each other. So those who are complete opposites, could you join hands and leave the front of the class? That sort of thing. So that was landscape, but then it doesn't take any Einstein to figure that out with Einstein A Go Go. All puns are intended, and all receipts must be kept if you're looking for refunds. So we're moving on to Steely Dan, and we'll be moving to their album Can't Buy a Thrill. I think was their debut album, actually. But anyway, I'm going by memory, and you can't buy this kind of memory. The name of the song is Kings. We've still got news stories to tell you about, and fuck Kings hell, we will definitely get around to it. We've also got one more movie to talk to you about. That would be our top pick as well. So I think 2 more news stories, 1 more movie, and then maybe anything else. Who knows what we'll get up to. And hopefully we shall see Devil's Son back in the stream, because as I say, we've got big, important information that must be passed on, and I would like to be doing it in person, which is why I have not written a whole diatribe to write out on my Discord for people to read and not understand or not like, without me being able to address anything they've got an issue with, is what I'm trying to do. Here is Kings anyway. I've introduced it long enough. Now we shall play it. God damn it.
Now they lay his body down. Sad old men who run this town. I still recall the way he led the charge and saved the day. Blue blood rain. I can hear the bugle playing. We've seen the last of good King Richard. Ring out the past. His name lives on and on. Pull out the bones and raise up your picture. Raise up your glass to good King John. While he wandered far and wide, all his starving children cried. And though we sung his fame, we all went hungry just the same. He meant to shine to the end of the line. We've seen the last of good King Richard. Ring out the past. His name lives on and on. Roll out the bone and raise up your picture. Raise up your glass to good King John. Hey.
Makes me laugh. We've just had someone who was in, they could be dropped out or something like that, but you've jumped into a music show. Oh, they're not playing exactly the song I want to hear right now. I better leave then. Well, you're missing out, because if you don't hang around, you'll never know. It's as simple as that. If you don't have any patience to wait for a game to load as if you were waiting in the 80s, then you're probably on the wrong channel anyway. That's all I'm saying. You don't have patience, we're not going to miss you. So, we've got news stories to be providing, and we move to 442 years ago. So, Sir Francis Drake set sail to go around the globe at 4:25 something. Basically, it was 1577. So, what is that, like 4:30, something like that? I don't know. It's a good time to set off on a sail, at least, anyway. Because then you could sail into the sunset, can't you? But that was a big news story 442 years ago this very week. or hereabouts anyway. I think you can't be quite precise or as precise as that anyway. But we're trying. We've got some more news stories to tell you about. But before we get there, we're going to take a trip to Space Station number 5, which is of course manned by Montrose. So that's happening. That's currently happening right now. Then I'll tell you about a movie after this song. So enjoy. Don't let me stop you. Okay, this is Montrose, Space Station number 5. Station #5. That's how they would say it nowadays, wouldn't they? And Montrose was Ronnie Montrose's band, although the lead singer of Montrose you may know for his own solo career, which would be Sammy Hagar. Sammy Hagar also replaced Dave Lee Roth in Van Halen. So there's many different reasons why you may know the name Sammy Hagar, but there he was on that 1973 album entitled, I think the album's called Montrose. It's either called Montrose or it's named after the biggest song on that album, which would be Rock Candy. Hard, sweet and sticky. Sorry, anyway. We're moving on to a song. Well, the song we'll be moving on to will be from Mumford & Sons. That will be Little Lion Man, which is something that is too naughty for Noise Radio. You wouldn't be allowed to play it on the radio because it's got swears in it. But we've also got some movie to tell you about. So the last movie, not just some movie, we've got the last movie to tell you about, and that is our top pick for this week. Was there another news story as well, I think, actually? Let's see if we can knock the news story out of the park first and move on. So, we've already spoken to you about Doom and the Royal Opera House. Sir Francis Drake is what we've already mentioned as well, I'm pretty sure. Yes, we did. And 377 years ago, would be our last news story for this week, Abel Tasman reached New Zealand just coming up for 5 o'clock, so 1642. So in time for dinner. But also 377 years ago this week. That is the last of this week's yesterday's chip paper. Almost couldn't remember the name of it. But we've got a movie to talk to you about as well. This would be our top pick, and we will be playing the trailer for it as well. So this is Edie. It is our top pick and age rated at 12. It has received a 7.5 rating from us, and it is about a cantankerous woman who attempts to fulfill her dream by climbing up the Scottish mountains, which, with the help of a young guide. This is starring Sheila Hancock is playing the title role of Edie. We will be playing the trailer along with the music that we'll be providing from that I already mentioned earlier on from Mumford and Sons, which is Little Lion Man. Here is something that is too naughty for nice radio, with something that is available for you to bring home and watch with all of the family, or at least all of the family who are aged 12 and above.
My man, you'll never be what is in your heart. Weep, little lion man, you're not as brave as you were at the start. Rate yourself and rake yourself, take all the courage you have left and waste it on fixing all the problems that you made in your own head. But it was not your fault but mine, and it was your heart on the line. I really fucked it up this time, didn't I, my dear? Didn't I, my dear? Tremble for yourself, my man, you know that you have seen this all before. Tremble, little lion man, you'll never settle any of your scores. Your grace is wasted in your face, your boldness stands alone among the wreck. Now learn from your mother, or I'll spend your days biting your own neck. But it was not your fault but mine, and it was your heart on the line. I really fucked it up this time, didn't I, my dear? But it was not your fault but mine,
So that is Edie. It is the top pick for this week for our movies for the home releases, and we've achieved all of the features that you would normally find on a Friday show. This is The Bridge, episode 32. I'm your host LJ, and we're getting prepared to finish the show. Unfortunately, we haven't managed to pin all of our mods down and tell them the good news, as we are moving triumphantly into phase 2, but there is huge effects to all concerned. So those out there who may bump into the others, let them know it's nothing about them, I'm just doing something different. But then you probably got used to me doing something a little bit differently. Don't worry about it. Somebody had to. And it is usually me who fucks it up this time, my dear. So, I'm glad somebody else has given it a shot. Right, what are we up to? That was Mumford & Sons, the music that we provided along with the trailer for this week's highlight. We've had 2 for Friday. Fight Cons has not made a return to the show, but we've also played our regular feature of We've Got You Covered. That was already done. The new music, we've shared that with you. We've been back to the charts of yesteryear, this very week of many moons ago. We've heard 3 songs on today's show. We had alternative news and weather to be passing on, as well as the old news of yesteryear. It looks like we've ticked all the boxes and crossed all the T's or the I's or something. I don't know. Let's not cross the T's just in case the I's get upset. So, with that in mind, we're going to be looking for someone to host in a little while. So I've got a couple more songs to play, as I'm going to try, as I say, extend the amount of time that the show is on for this week, in the hope that we might bump into some more of our mods or those who are in the channel for the Discord as well, because that's changing too. It's all fucking changing. Yeah, that's right. I'm not just changing one thing. I'm obviously freaking out, so I'm going to change everything all at the same time. So that maybe if I don't like change, I'm going to change everything, and then if I'll find a change that I do like. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Of course it doesn't. I mean, it does. Whatever. Life on Earth. This is from Snow Patrol. And this is a song I'm playing because it gives me a bit of whoa, if you know what I mean. That's not a technical term, but I wouldn't know how to spell it though. So Life on Earth, I'll be back in a moment telling you where it is we're going to seek to hopefully find someone to talk to after the stream.
The first snow, first winter of my life, I was told it was the height of me. The first dance, well, the first one that counted, felt like my blood was built from crackling lights. All this ancient wildness that we don't understand. The first sound of a heartbeat to riots roaring on. This is not the love you've had before. This is something else. This is something else. This is not the same as other days. first light on the silent shore, just as ships at anchor, me and you. The way home, this is always the way home. So you can rip that map to shreds, my dear. But all we ever wanted seem miles and miles from here. And the first days in a strange new land, we could be settled. This is not the love you've had before. This is something else. This is something else. This is not the same as other days. This is something else. This is something else. Shouldn't need to be so fucking hard. This is life on Earth. It's just life on Earth. It doesn't need to be the end of you or me. This is life on Earth. It's just life on Earth.
Okay, I'm back with you now. I've got one more song left on the set list. It is from Crowded House, and it will be the last song of today's show. So, unfortunately, I've been looking around, and from what I see, I can see Robert Gaming is playing Grand Theft Auto. We may host him, but I haven't decided as of yet. Apex Legend is on being played, as well as Remnant. Grand Theft Auto again, and Mama B is on a web show. There is Fortnite, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Grand Theft Auto from VTech Insomniac, as well as Player Unknown from someone who's got 72 viewers. So it's not like it would make much of a difference to us. Make much of a difference to them from us is what I meant to say. So yeah, looking around, I think we may just leave it for tonight. That might be the best option. I'm sure I will be upsetting people, but I'm not trying to upset people. Certainly I'm not. And if you're looking to tell the difference, if it ever does happen, you will know the difference. You know, you'll spot the difference. It will be fairly fucking obvious, is what I'm saying. Alright, so that has been today's show. I have enjoyed myself. I certainly hope you've enjoyed yourself too. And I hope to see you again, is what I'm trying to say. I am changing things at the moment in the idea of protecting myself and protecting what it is I've already built. So I want to let you know that there will be more changes coming, and should it upset those, then I don't know what to do about it. You know, and I'm not sure whether I can do anything about it. So I'm trying to accept my fate. And yeah, this last song is going to be saying more about me than I probably should be saying, with what's in my mind, at least anyway. Well, I've loved the show, so thank you very much indeed. Well, thank you very much, sincerely. To everyone here, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all of the support. There is big change happening, so you've got us to this point so far, but we cannot break that 200. That last little bit we cannot break. So at the moment I'm changing everything in the hope that I'll change the right thing along the line. Thank you for your time and for your attention. Here is Fall at Your Feet from Crowded House. Till we meet next time, take care and do be lucky. If you can't be lucky, be careful.
I'm really close tonight, and I feel like I'm moving inside her, lying in the dark, and I think that I'm beginning to know her. Let it go, I'll be there when you call, and whenever I fall at your feet, you let your tears rain down on me. Whenever I touch your slow turning pain, you're hiding from me now. There's something in the way that you're talking, the words don't sound right, but I hear them all moving inside you. No, I'll be waiting when you call.